What's going on, everyone? Welcome to another episode of A Wolf in Geeks Clothing, hosted by yours truly, Wolfson, and with me, once again, my special guest, my brother from another mother, the one and only Miguel from Geektanium. Let's go!
Hey, what's up, everybody? Happy to be here. Thank you for having me, man.
Absolutely happy for you to be back here, and guys, happy New Year! This is the first
New Year.
appearance of Miguel from Geektanium here in this episode, you know, and
Of the year.
yeah, of the new year. And yes, guys, you guys are wondering what is this setup? What is going on? Well, here's the thing, guys. We have a life. I'm sorry to tell you guys, we do have other priorities. So we couldn't make it, but we're here. That's the important part. The fact that you can hear us and that you can see us, and we're here through Discord. So, and hey, why not? And if you guys see my hands getting cut off, yeah, that's the best I can do with the situation, you know? I'm sorry about that, but we're always
We still made it. We still made it.
We still made it. And we're gonna give you guys the best content ever, the best topics as much as we can, you know? So
Absolutely.
let's just get started, my man. Let's get started. First things first, how are you doing, man? How was your new year? How was the experience and everything?
Pretty good. Pretty good. I can't complain. Spending times with family during the holidays.
Yeah,
Happy to see you there and just hanging out, man.
absolutely.
All good though.
Absolutely, man. I was happy to see you for Christmas and whatnot, man. Yeah, dude. Very interesting year. It just started off like
It started off fast.
Yeah, it started off fast. I don't know if it started with the right foot though. 'Cause after all the stuff that we've been seeing, it's like wow. I thought 23 was wild, but you know this one's only 2 weeks and we're already seeing some of the crazy shit ever.
We're hitting it running, man.
Yeah, man. Before I actually want to get going with some of the topics, I definitely want to ask you something because thankfully you haven't seen the previous episodes, you know, and it's not. I'm not mad. I'm not mad. Sure you're okay listening to my episode from time to time. I'm not mad, but it's a good thing because I can ask you this question because it's apparently I don't know if you're like into TikTok or your kids are into TikTok or follow the TikTok trends.
TikTok.
Yes.
Oh no.
There's a
I haven't followed that.
yeah, there's a trend happening in TikTok that I wasn't aware. And my friend Mike, shout out to Mike Phoenix Hero. He came over to the show and then he told me, he's like, "How have you know about this trend?" It's like, no. And then he asked me, and I was like, "Oh my god, this is happening!" Like, all right, so I'm gonna ask this to the next person.
Let's do it.
All right, so here's the trend that's happening. Lately, people have been asking about black superheroes. The first thing is
Lately, they're asking about that.
well, this is the trend. The trend is, can you name 5 black superheroes that doesn't have lightning powers, or 10 overall, with or without lightning powers? Can you name 5 or 10?
I don't think so. I don't know. I gotta think about it.
I'll give you.
I mean, to be fair,
there.
there probably weren't that many, right? Unfortunately, throughout history.
You'd be surprised that there.
No, I'm sure they exist, but like to make it mainstream breakout type of thing, something in Black Panther. I was
Okay.
thinking Static Shock, but he's lightning.
But, I mean, you can either name 5 without lightning or 10 with lightning.
Leave it to TikTok to come up with something like this. I mean, I'm gonna say Zach from Power Rangers. He's a hero.
Oh, I didn't thought about that. All right, so you got Black Panther. Do you want to name 5 or you want to name the 10?
I'm just gonna name as many as I can.
All right, let's go all around. All
let
right,
me
so you got
see.
Zack from the Power Rangers. You got what was that? Black Panther. All right, that's the obvious
Black
one.
Panther.
I'll give you Static Shock for that.
I mean, I'm gonna say Superman. What's his name when he's president? I forgot his name.
Superman when he's president.
Yeah, the Superman from another Earth. He's a black Superman that's president of the United States and Superman at the same time. I can't believe I forgot his name. Well, that's from.
I didn't know that. I didn't know.
Yeah. I said. Let me see.
Sorry, so I'll give
Superman.
you that. I didn't know that without looking. Well, looking, you have to figure.
Right. I just want to remember him. I said him already before looking it up.
Okay.
Calvis Ellis. That's his name. From
Oh.
Earth 23.
Earth 23. Okay, so you got
Yeah.
4 so far.
What's his? See, I forget their names too because I just don't watch it as much. The superhero from CW. He had a show, but he was lightning powers as well.
Yeah, you're close. You're close. Black Lightning.
Black Lightning. Okay, That's what it was.
All right, you got 5.
Does that count?
I mean, you say your name as much as you can. You already named 2 with electric power, so I don't know. So I'll discard those 2. You got 3.
Exactly, right?
Yeah.
Killer Bee. He's a superhero.
Killer Bee.
From Naruto.
Oh.
Does that count?
Or I will discount anime for this part because there's a lot of anime characters that I initially said Oob from Dragon Ball Z, but they say it's like, nah, like this is a Z fighter. I won't consider hero. So I was like, all right.
They're Z heroes.
I know there's Z heroes, but they say let's stay away as much as possible from the animes because I'm pretty sure there are a lot more anime characters that we can name off.
I mean, that's all that's coming to my mind right now.
Do you want to give up and I'll tell you, or do you want to keep going with the last 2?
Storm. That's lightning.
That's lightning, but that's a good one. Good.
Miles Morales.
Miles Morales. Okay, there you go. I didn't name Miles Morales. I did 5 and 10, but I forgot Miles Morales after Mike told me. I was like, oh shit, I forgot about it. Yeah, and something I tell people: he doesn't have electric powers. His suit itself charges and then bounces back, but it's not technically electric. So yeah, Miles Morales with Spider-Man. All right, one more.
I always thought that was part of his power, not his suit. Oh, that's another conversation.
We can get it. Yeah. We can get into it, but
to be fair, they call it the Venom powers, right? Don't they? I think
the Venom powers.
I think, and even in the game, maybe they call them Venom, like those static shocks, those lightning moves that he has.
I thought that's just part of the suit. I didn't realize that was like part of your own DNA. Is like you can just like throw.
I believe so. Just like his invisibility. Maybe I could be wrong. This is my understanding. Let me see.
One more. You got this. One more.
Oh, Batwing.
Oh, Batwing. You're right. Lucius' son. Lucius Fox's son.
Yeah, Batwing.
Oh my God. I forgot about that.
See, there's so many you just forget about them because I guess not the main storylines or their side characters.
Right. I wow. Yeah. Well, I mean, I give it to you. You got 5. Can you name 2 more? So you got to make it 2 out more. To 10. So you already got Storm, Static Shock, Black Lightning. You're 2-way. Can you make it? Any.
any. Oh my goodness.
Once I tell you all the ones that I name, you'll be like, oh.
Yeah, I'm gonna be like, oh, of course. How did I forget that one?
Yeah.
Any hints?
There's quite a few in the DCU.
Yeah, for sure. The DCU is huge.
I think if you can,
oh, what's his name? Oh my gosh.
One last
Mr. Terrific.
Oh, yes. Mr. Terrific. That's right. One more. I need one more.
Oh my gosh.
Still in the DCU, and right, I'll give you this hint. I'll give this hint, but once I give it to you, like you already know right away. This character is being known to be both Team A and Team B. I can't say the names because you will know immediately who it is.
Oh my god, Team A and Team B. Oh crap, Cyborg.
There you go. Thank you.
Maybe in Justice League and Teen Titans.
Exactly. Yeah, I told you. As soon as I tell you Justice League or Teen Titans, you immediately know it's gonna be Cyborg.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, no, you did. Hey, you did good. Based on what Mike told me, and based on the TikTok trends, he says that you and me have done far much more better than every other TikTok person because apparently they get blanked out and they can't even name 1 or 2.
Yeah, I can see that because if you don't follow it, probably as like follow the overall hero verse, I guess it might be really hard. I can see that.
Yeah. But it would. When you, if you want, I'll name you the ones I tell you, and the ones I tell you is like, oh my god, they're known, but unless you're a geek person to know about these things, you would never catch them. So I definitely,
you gotta follow it.
Yeah, you gotta follow. So obviously, I named Cyborg. I didn't name Miles Morales, but I forgot about it. Mr. Terrific.
Mr. Terrific.
Yeah, Mr. Terrific. I did name Cyborg. Miles Morales. Who else did I have? Spawn. Spawn was one. Damn. Now I blanked out again. but I did say obviously Black Panther, Storm, Static Shock, and Black Lightning. I said it after I named the first 5. A-Train from the Boys.
Oh, the boys, A Train. Yeah.
Yeah. Technically, I told him that I consider
Is
him
he
a
a hero?
villain. Exactly.
He's yeah.
Exactly.
Everybody there's a villain.
Exactly. Like, I didn't consider him as a hero. I consider Mother's Milk more of a hero than A Train. But he say, like, I'll give it to you for the fact that in the comics, Mother's Milk is kind of a hero, but in the show, it doesn't look like he's much of it. So I was like, all right. From the Invincible series, the Black Batman, I keep forgetting. I think it was Mr. Eclipse or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
From the Invincible, yeah.
Well, even the father son, right?
Yeah, even the father and son, exactly. Either because there's the same character, it's just father and son, yeah.
Took over, yeah.
Yeah, so I named those 5, and then the 10 on top of it. Storm, Black Lightning, Status Shock, and I think like I named 2 that
Wally West. There's a version of Wally West that's black.
If you consider the TV show, yes, Wally West. Damn, that is true. If you consider the TV show, yeah. It's. I was able to name 5 without lightning powers, and then 10 with them overall. And that's the trend. The trend right now is that nobody can think of it, and because people are saying, technically, it's like, oh, you can't give a black superhero without lightning powers. It's like, what? It's like, oh yeah,
Wally West. I mean, I guess Wally West. Do all the Flash have lightning powers or electricity powers? They run the energy they generate. Because even in the comics, there is a version of Wally West that's black.
Okay,
and they all use that super speed that I guess can generate electricity.
I guess maybe, yeah, because they do throw the lightning bolt to them. You know, like they do, like but that's like
energy they generate.
But that's the energy that they generate from the Speed Force.
Yeah, exactly. So it's electricity. I wouldn't call it lightning. If that makes sense.
2 different things. That is true. 2 different things.
Very, 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 very thin line.
Very thin line. Would you consider Status Shock like lightning or electricity?
Oh, that's a good one. I think I have to go with lightning on that one.
Yeah?
Yeah, because it's so directly based on the powers
of him.
Yeah.
I will say it's electricity.
That's totally fair.
Yeah. I could be wrong, and you could be wrong. We could be both wrong. I don't know. Yeah. I always feel like, all right, Black Lightning is definitely lightning itself. Storm, because she can bring down
lightning, yeah.
Real lightning from the clouds for the weather and whatnot. Status Shock, most of the time, it comes from within him. You know, it's just like, and everything that gets to it sticks to him. Like it's like a flying disc. It's all based because of his lightning or electricity powers. And just I get that. Static.
Man, static. I love that show growing up. That was an awesome show.
That was one of the greatest shows that's ever built, and that's even before it became more this era of diversity. You know, not now everything has to be really cool. Diverse. That was even before that, and some of the like messages that happens at the end of the show is like very powerful and they're very good.
Deep. Yep.
Yeah, even for a kid itself, like you see these episodes, it's just like holy shit, and it's awesome at the same time, you know.
Yeah, absolutely.
I like the one episode that was like very deep. It was like the episode of the shooting case.
Oh, I won't remember much.
It's very, very good because it kind of remotely connects to what's happening right now. And mind you, this is back then. Like what are we talking about? Like early 2000s, something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah, like it's about this episode that Static is basically recalling the events to what happened to the shooting accident that happened in school. So there was a shooter.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and the whole episode is a flashback to what led to that point. And what led to that point is that this kid, this is one of these wimpy little kids, unfortunately, gets easily bullied by this group of kids, and he gets bullied, and he has a crush to this girl, and he doesn't have the courage to talk to this girl because of the bullies and whatnot. They destroy his self-confidence, his self-esteem, and it got to a point that, he got a gun, and then he came to the school and confronted the bully and pulled the gun on him. But before he managed to shoot him, he was very hesitant and he was crying. And one of his bully's friends tried to intervene, and by intervening, accidentally shot Static's one of his friends, in the leg. And then that's where Static Shock comes out. He puts uses electric powers to put away the gun. And then you see the kid like whimpering and crying because he didn't mean to shoot it. And it wasn't an accident. It was a mental scare. And then at the end of the episode shows like a powerful message. It's like every year there's a shooter or active shooting schools, and we're not based because of bullying. It leads to that. Be the better person. If you see something, say something. This is in the early 2000s.
Back then, yeah.
Yeah, this is early 2000s we're talking about. What a major difference, and how powerful this episode can still be even to this day.
It was a great show. I really, really was excited to watch it every morning. Every Saturday morning.
Oh my God. Do you remember the lineup that it was for the Saturday lineup?
We're talking about like the WB Kids Saturday morning?
Yeah, W Kids.
I mean, you had Static Shot, right? Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon.
You
got Animaniacs in the morning? Maybe not.
For a while, but I think but that was a little bit earlier than the 2000s. In the 90s, Mucha Lucha.
Oh, that little wrestling.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
That was fun.
I forgot about that one.
Yeah. The one that your favorite show of all time, man. Your favorite show. You know which one is it?
Is that sarcasm?
Yes.
Not my favorite show. I'm trying to think which ones I didn't like. I don't remember.
I don't know. I don't know if you didn't like the show, but I know you don't like the person.
What are you talking about? It's still a cartoon, right?
Yeah, it's still a cartoon. The Jackie Chan Adventures.
Jackie Chan. I love that cartoon growing up. I loved it. I don't agree with his ideology these days, but back then that was awesome show.
Hey, that was a kick-ass show, bro.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
A lot of it, man. Man, there was so many good shows back then, man. Like you don't get to see them now, or do you?
You'd be surprised. There's probably good ones now. We just don't have the time or pay attention to it as much.
I mean, have you noticed some of the shows that your kids like have seen like a Saturday mornings, or do they wake up for the Saturday mornings and
exactly. They don't. There's no Saturday morning cartoons these days.
Man,
I remember one they would love, but it's a little old now. But I was still surprised that it was so good this day and age is Phineas and Ferb. That show was really, really cool. A lot of fun, a lot of learning, and awesome adventures.
You know, I've never got into anything that's like Disney Extreme or like anything that's ABC or Nickelodeon. Those are like the only three that I've not got into.
I never did. He might be watching now, Chris. He loved his Disney stuff growing up.
Oh,
but I never got into that stuff.
For sure. I did love the Disney shows. Like the Disney shows, like the Even Stevens, the Lizzie McGuire's.
Oh, live action shows.
Yeah, live action shows that was on the Disney Channel, plus the Disney original movies. I grew up to that. That was actually fun. But like cartoons itself, like like they have Recess, and I know Recess is fire because I've seen episodes here and there, and very popular. I never got into it. And the Nickelodeons, I never grew up with Nickelodeon.
Never grew up with it.
Yeah, like anything that's SpongeBob or Rocket Power or Rugrats.
Oh, even before that, like the only Nickelodeon show I watched was Rugrats. That's the only one.
Yeah, like I never watched it. I know my brother did, but I never got into it. I never got
even before that, like Ren and Stimpy and Real Monsters. I never got into that.
Yeah, probably All That, and you remember All That?
All That, yeah, I remember that. It was like a kids SNL type of thing.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah,
basically. I remember that. And I liked that, but that was like if I'm in the room and somebody's watching it, then I'm watching it. Other than that, I would not like flip it on my own.
Like I wouldn't watch it.
Yeah,
like excitedly to go.
Exactly. Yeah, and my
stuff was Cartoon Network.
Cartoon Network was always a shit. Cartoon Network was like forever gonna be in our hearts, man. Like that channel brought everyone's childhood, man. And it's sad that the channel itself is done. Like
it's not the same.
No, like that. The best thing that you can do is watch Boomerang, and then you get to relive all those moments,
all the nostalgia.
Yeah, I'm telling you that every once in a while, if I see a Boomerang, I see like they've been flipping like from Flintstones to Scooby Doo to Powerpuff Girls and Dexter's Laboratory and Ed and Eddie.
That was one.
Yeah, I remember when you guys make fun of me when I had the braces.
I don't remember that.
Everybody
has braces.
Oh my god!
Wait a minute.
Don't you remember one time when you guys when you and your sister like slip over to Palmas in the beach condo?
Yes,
and then
I
we were
remember.
watching
I remember various trips like that. Yes.
Yeah, there was one time that we watched an episode of Benedetti, and it was night, and my mom forced me to put the braces that's like a little retainer, and I had to put a strap on it. And
I vaguely remember you having that.
Yeah, and then you guys were making fun of me because it's like, oh, you're Jimmy. Because
I don't remember who that is.
Jimmy's is the wimpy kid from the show that always have the bracket on top of it all the time. And he's like, look.
Oh, okay. I see that kid now.
Yeah.
See, I had never watched Identity. That's one that I didn't watch.
That was a great show, man.
What year did this come out?
In the 90s, early 2000s.
Interesting. That was probably the wave before that, like Dexter's Laboratory.
Cow and Chicken. Powerpuff Girls.
Yeah, Cow and Chicken. Johnny Bravo.
Johnny Bravo. Like I mean, Ed and Eddie was snuck into that era of those cartoons. It like Johnny Bravo, Dexter's Laboratory, Cow and Chicken, and Powerpuff Girls were introduced a little bit earlier. Like those were like the pioneers. And then Ed and Eddie got like snuck into it because of how popular it got and everybody wants to watch it. And then later on, that's where other shows start to appear, like Codename Kids Next Door, The Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy, and whatnot.
Gotcha. But yeah, nowadays, the only one I remember is I noticed that really stood out for its quality was Phineas and Ferb.
Phineas and Ferb.
That was a good one. Yeah, I like that one a lot. It was fun.
Yeah.
That was, again, when my oldest was, I don't know, 5, 6. Theo was 6, 5, around there. So 10 years ago.
That's crazy. And does he remember some of this stuff or?
Yeah, he does. He remembers it. He really liked that show.
Oh wow. Well, that's even good. That does the other one like even care about it or?
No, she watches it in passing, but not as much as he did.
Okay. And what about now? As of right now, as they got a little bit older, are they into like watching stuff on TV or stream stuff, as the kids these days say?
Yeah,
stream stuff.
Well, the older one likes pretty much everything we like, so no kids show in that sense. But
okay,
the other one, yeah, she watches her kids shows, but nothing stood out to me.
Oh, so
I'm streaming.
It's streaming. Now it's streaming. It's no longer watching. Now it's streaming. We gotta
no more Saturday morning waking up at 8 o'clock to catch everything.
Oh no, man. And bro, and I had to wake up even earlier because my dad always forces me to watch the cars on the Saturdays. And let me tell you, it's 2 cars. It's a big ass SUV and a small car to watch so I can get my allowance. And I always like have to put the TV in the family room on so I can see what's happening while I'm watching the cars.
Oh man. So you couldn't hear it?
No, I mean they had the caption, or if I did hear it, I opened the window blinders or whatnot. I hear it. Gotcha. But yeah, it sucks because I couldn't really enjoy my Saturdays. I have to like, oh yeah, I have to watch this. Oh yeah, and I'm dropping you off to the mall so you can play your Yu-Gi-Oh tournaments. That was my Saturday. That was my Saturday. And then Saturday night is where like another version of Toonami pops up. Like I forgot what they call it, Saturday nights, but it's like they start putting anime shows. That's when initially start putting Pokemon and Rurouni Kenshin on Saturday nights.
Adult Swim?
No. Way before Adult Swim. This is crazy because I remember this. They had a different name. You can probably look this up and figure it out. I don't remember.
Was it like Toonami at night or something like that?
No, it was. That's the thing. So they had Toonami on the weekdays where
Midnight Run.
No, way different than that. It's Saturday night. It was like it started like at 5 or 6, and then it runs all the way till 9 or 10, and then once that run is over, then Adult Swim anime starts. That's when they started with Inuyasha, Yu Yu Hakusho, the Gundam series.
I remember Midnight Run. That was like before Adult Swim, around the AM times, like 12 a.m. to 3 a.m. and stuff like that.
Right. there was that, but I remember specifically that before they air Pokemon on a regular basis on Cartoon Network, they had it first, like putting first episodes on a Saturday night, like during like between those hours of 6 to 9 or 6 to 10. And I remember they had Pokemon, they had Wraith Masters, they had another one that I totally forgot.
Somebody's yelling it at the screen right now.
No, I hope so. Here comes Chris. Here comes Chris yelling at me. Yeah, like I forgot it, but I know it. I remember that we had it because at the end of it, they finished it off with Rurouni Kenshin, the original anime, the 90s anime, the English dub. And then once that show ended, okay, now we jump into Adult Swim with the real heavy stuff with the Inuyashas and the pilot candidates, the Outlaw Stars, Yu Hakusho's, and all that stuff, you know?
Yeah. Toonami was awesome. I love that stuff.
Bro, every day, man. Every day after the, like, and I finished my homework very fast. I didn't care if it was right or wrong. I just finished it fast and done so I could start watching Toonami because I could not miss an episode. And I know I get into fights with my mom. She's like, it was like, Mom, we have to be home at before 5 because at 5 this show is gonna start. Like the new episode of Dragon Ball Z is gonna start. I don't want to miss it. I want to see what happens with Goku and Vegeta. It
Good
was
days.
Oh my god.
See, kids don't have that problem these days with their streaming.
Man, I kind of miss that. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of miss that, man. Because you know that once you go to Toonami and you watch an episode, you literally cannot wait the next day to talk about this with your friends. It's like, dude, did you saw yesterday's episode? Bro, Gohan went Super Saiyan 2 and he went a Kamehameha on sale. What? I never seen that. I didn't know that's possible.
The good times, man.
Oh yeah, the good times, man. Anyways, so speaking on the good times, we're having some, good things happening this month for January and in the TCG front, You want to get into it?
Yeah, anything specific? I know mostly about the Pokemon stuff, of course.
All right. So let's do this. I'm gonna tell you the stuff that's happening for One Piece and Naruto. I mean Naruto, fuck. I love Naruto. Yu-Gi-Oh! And then we're gonna go to the Pokemon. You tell me what's happening with Pokemon. First thing I'm gonna tell you with One Piece. Have you paid a little bit of attention on what's happening on One Piece or not?
From a distance, but I am. Yeah.
All right.
See the prices going there.
You see how ridiculously expensive it is, right?
Yeah, it's crazy expensive.
Now, as a person that's not into, they got me into it, bro. Like I got my own One Piece deck, and the store owner is like pressuring me, like peer pressuring me. It's like, hey, when are you gonna make the final switch? When are you coming over on the Friday tournaments? When are you coming on the Wednesday tournaments? Hey, I like to see you over here. And I'm like, dog, I got the deck. I got the deck. You got me into it. It's fun. I don't know if I can make that commitment, especially when I have a wife. When you get a wife, then you understand my situation. But no, I can't make a Friday commitment or a Wednesday commitment just because, I already did the one commitment with Yugioh on every Saturday. I can't just go ahead and say, oh yeah, by the way, baby, every Friday I was also gonna be in the card shop.
Yeah, that must be nice.
Yeah, it must be nice. but man, they got me. They got me. If you haven't tried playing it, like download the mobile app and just play the demos that they got. Like
they have the card game in digital. Is that what it is?
Yeah, they got the card game digital on like a demo pack. Like as like learn the basics first, and then here are 2 different decks, so that way you can learn each deck and know how they play and how you play the game and see how you win. It's already fits decks, but it's decks that it's like, okay, so this is how you do it. This is how you do it.
The rules. Yeah.
Yeah. I kid you not. I started it. I got a lot of fun. I was like, okay, let me try this out. Let me invest a little. Because now let me tell you, I'm not gonna invest $5,000 like everybody is invested on this game. And I've been saying this for the longest time. This is a very premium to play game. It's
the new thing, so it's hot right now.
Yeah, it's hot right now. And people are just like arguing with me and say, it's like, no, bro, this is like much more cheaper than Yu-Gi-Oh! Like this, like you make this investment and you can play this through many formats because whatever cards you got, you need them for the next core set and whatnot. I'm like, okay, I get it, but eventually it's gonna get a little bit stale. Not stale. Eventually the value
Doesn't
of
get
these.
saturated.
Yes, thank you. That's the word I'm looking for. It's saturated. And what I know about these things, it does come true. And what you know, that in the next core set that's getting released like this year, I believe, this year, basically, this is what I've been told. Basically, they tell me that every card that you have up to now will matter no more. So you're like,
Right, like they'll ban it or something.
I don't, not that it's gonna get banned, but it's like, remember what I told you, that when you invest on One Piece, when you invest on a deck, you're always gonna get certain support on every core. So every time there's a new core set, you're gonna need the original cards that you purchased initially, like the starters that went up, because you're gonna need them for the future, right?
Mm-hmm.
This core set basically destroys the entire meta, according to people. They say that this is the core set that whatever cards you picked up and invested on, yeah, it's gonna matter no longer for this new core set. So it's like,
Which makes sense. A lot of these card games do that, right?
a lot of these card games do, like Yu-Gi-Oh does that a lot. I don't know in the Pokemon front, but you probably know. But they do, like, from time to time, kill certain decks or kill certain metas based on ban lists and based on products, so they can force you to buy the next product, right?
Essentially, yeah. They'll ban it or do something to cancel it out.
Exactly. And Yu-Gi-Oh does this perfectly. And we all know, based on ban list predictions and ban list that comes out, you see certain cards getting banned, and then the deck that was like the number one gets killed. Now it's no longer number one. It's number 3 or roguish. So it's unplayable. So now that way they can push the consumers to purchase the
new shiny things.
Yeah, the new shiny things. They get people to play the new shiny things. But that's the thing. I know that's the thing that's gonna happen on every card game. It doesn't matter which card game that you go to. It's always gonna happen. That's a thing. But the way that they were selling it to me on One Piece is that it was not gonna happen. It's like, oh no, you invest and it's gonna get better and better. And every course that you're gonna pick that. And in my head, it's like, I don't think that's gonna happen. And then when I heard about this, it's like, dog, it's exactly what I said before. And it's like, look at that. Like, and look how ridiculous how people are investing. Like they're spending like $500 to play a deck.
Wow.
Nani? 500. And again, I get this excuse. No, but it's an investment because later on it's gonna be 600, 700. And it's like, all right, so now you're talking,
we all talk ourselves into that kind of behavior.
Yeah,
very easy.
Yeah, try to convince me that it's like, oh yeah, it's gonna be like that. Like, come on, bro. Like, how many times have we seen this? And look how ridiculously expensive is the boxes. A case contains like 12 boxes of One Piece, bro. Selling it at $2,000.
Oh, wow.
When have you heard a case of 12 boxes to sell at $2,000?
I've seen that for, I don't know, 5-10-year-old cases, not brand new cases.
Exactly. That made sense on old cases like 10 years ago, 20 years ago. So that way we get like the first edition ever Charizard or the first limited edition of Blue Eyes White Dragon. It's like you can't get this anywhere other than when you get these boxes and they're sealed and everything. Decades like that, it made sense because it's a collector's value at that point. But spend $2,000, 12 boxes brand new just to get certain cards. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's hard to do. And I get it. These things are addicting. They're fun. It's a rush, and sometimes that's why you gotta be careful because it's dangerously close to gambling if you're not careful.
Some aspects it kind of is.
Yeah. I think so. That's why you gotta be very, very careful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then seeing One Piece take over, which is fine. It's always cool to see a new player, but when these prices get high, it makes some of us just step back and see what's really going on.
Mm-hmm.
Something similar happened to Lorcana. Have you heard of Lorcana?
I have the Disney card game, right?
Yeah, the Disney one.
Do you know more about it? Like, I only know like a little bit that it got released. I don't know much about it.
I don't know much about it, but just following it from the market standpoint, it's beautiful art, beautiful cards, famous artists on them, and then you see this. I could be wrong here, but the company printing them out, they're new to the card business in a certain sense, right?
Oh,
newish. So they don't have the infrastructure to print out a lot of cards as fast. So there was a lot of, I don't want to say shortage, but there just wasn't enough cards to meet the demand at the beginning. But they always said, we are gonna print and reprint as needed. They said this. They said it publicly. They weren't shying away from it. But unfortunately, some people didn't listen. They were buying boxes. So the first person who bought it for 100, they flipped it for 300, 300, 400. But then the person buying it at 300 or 400, they thought it was going to keep going up. They're like, oh no, it's going to go 700, 800. But they started the reprints eventually, so the market crashed, and now it's back to normal. And now some of those people are left holding the bag, and they're pissed off. It's like they weren't shy, they weren't hiding it. They said they were going to reprint as needed to fix the pricing because they wanted the cards in the hands of players mostly. Mostly players. So when I see this, and I'm trying to remember, I think it is One Piece, right? Because the One Piece, the same factory prints the English and the Japanese ones, I believe, right?
Bandai.
Have you heard of that? But like the same factory. Like I know in Japanese Pokemon, they have a different factory from the English cards. So I believe the same factory for One Piece is printing out English and Japanese. That's why the quality for the English cards are so good, because it's like coming from over there, and they just can't meet the demand, and it's just wondering, and that just increases the pricing.
That it's kind of explains a lot of why when they announce a new rarity for a One Piece card, whichever rarity, whatever it is, people are like, oh, I can't wait for the English version to get printed out, and then when they get the English version printed out, is like gorgeous, just like it.
Because the print quality is really, really good for English sets.
Yeah, because it's the same thing with Yu-Gi-Oh. Yu-Gi-Oh doesn't have, I don't think it's the same distribution company. Like whatever you get printed in the OCG, like in Asia, it's different when you get printed on the TCG. Because this is one of my Yu-Gi-Oh rants, but anybody can vouch for me. I hate the fact that Konami comes out with this card, this brand new card, all shiny and whatnot, and then when it gets transferred to the States, it's a common card, and then the common card that's in Asia get printed, and everybody knows it's a great card. When it gets printed to the TCG, it's like the most expensive card ever because it has like the highest rarity ever. It's like they do the flippily flu a lot of times, and the
Pokemon does some of that too.
Oh, really?
Like it'll be a super rare card in Japan, and then the English card, it's a promo that you can get in every box.
Oh shit! Yeah,
that type of stuff.
Yeah, I hate that. I hate like why can't you just give me the same one that you have and bring it over here?
Because they do that too, but every once in a while they'll mess with the market that way.
Yeah, I don't like that, especially when they mess up the secondary market where everybody, like every vendor, will grab that and then they'll put it at the highest bidding price. It's just like, bro, come on. And especially if they're short printed too. If they're short printed, forget about it. That value is gonna skyrocket.
Yes, I've seen like there in America. There's like an Umbreon that's, I forgot which set. It's a normal rare, so it's still valuable. But in Japan, that same card is a limited promo printed rare. So that's even more. Going to the tens of thousands almost.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So that's just like, I hate when they do that because, and I hate the fact that, over here in the States, it has to be expensive. Like you had to drop like a couple hundreds just to get these certain cards or boxes, you know? Whereas in Japan, however, you only have to spend like, $50 and you get the highest rarity ever. And you're just like, really?
Wait, are you saying that from a currency point of view?
No, like I'm saying it in the perspective that in Japan, when they print out cards, at least this is in Yu-Gi-Oh. I don't know about One Piece, and I'm pretty sure One Piece is different because it's the same distribution. Maybe Pokemon's the same or different. But in Yu-Gi-Oh, let's just say that there's this broken card that gets released on the new set, right? They're going to have like 3 or 4 rarities versions of that card. So you're going to have like the ultimate rare, you'll have the secret rare, the super ultra rare, super rare, and then like a rare or common, whatever, So the value of it is not that important for competitive players.
Card?
Same card,
same stats,
same stats, same everything. 5 different rarities of it.
That's weird.
Yeah, they do that a lot in over there in Japan and in the OCG. It's very normal. So let's just say for example, Charizard comes out, and this Charizard is like the stats are like ridiculous, like OP level. It's like everybody in their mother wants to have a piece of this Charizard because they want to play this Charizard competitively, right? So let's just say they release it, and then you notice that they release it like in 5 rarities. Now, obviously, the collectors and the most competitive players, they want to have max rarity on their decks. That's something that's well known. Everybody wants max rarity. But people like me, however, I could give free flying fucks whether it's max rarity or not. To me, is can I use it? Can I play it? And I don't care how common it is. Can I still play it? Good. All right, I'm gonna play it. So over there, this Charizard has 5 rarities. And the competitive field, they always want to get the highest one. You know, it's gonna be like the $200 card, but it's gonna have other rarities that's gonna cost you like from 200 to 100 to 50 to 30, and eventually to 20, 10.
Mm-hmm.
So, like something that now it's easy for you to pick it up. It's like, oh, okay, I got a playset of this. You know, I got free copies of the Charizard. Now I can play the game. You know, and I didn't have to spend hundreds of dollars.
Yeah, that's interesting. Like I've seen that in Pokemon where like you said, Charizard, rare, super rare, secret rare, but they're different cards though, different art, different stats.
Really?
But it's still Charizard, and different rarities. So that I'm used to, but not the same card, same stats.
Yeah, like you can look it up on some videos and look it up. You can even look it up like easily. Look up like a Blue Eyes White Dragon, right? And look it up how much it is in Japan. I'm pretty sure you saw how much Blue Eyes White Dragon over there in Japan.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, so
crazy expensive.
Yeah, and that's the highest rarity. Versus you can also find the same card with the same stats of Blue Eyes and probably a different artwork for like pennies.
Yeah.
That's how it is in Japan. And here in the States, if you have a Blue Eyes, no, that's gonna be that printing of Blue Eyes for hundreds of dollars until they get a reprint. And then once the reprint happens, then the value will crash. That's here in every core set. In every set that comes here in the States, it's always that problem. It's the problem that, whatever they over there in OCG, they have 5 rarities. We only get the 1 rarity. And that 1 rarity is like, oh, it's a must have. Like you need to play free copies of it. So you're gonna be dropping 300 on just that 1 card.
And so like I imagine that happens. It's almost similar to what happens when you have a card that's holographic versus non-holographic.
Yeah.
Same exact card, same exact stats, same rarity. It's just non-holographic.
Exactly.
So it's going to be cheaper.
Exactly.
Okay, Pokemon has that obviously, but yeah, that's so many rarities.
I'm just spitting out like the amount of rarities there are in the game, but it's just giving you an example. It's like look at the discrepancy out of it, and
the price difference.
Yeah, the price difference, and you see how 2 different distribution companies give you for one for Japan and one for the States, and Bandai is, with the same people. That's why when people on One Piece, they see that 1 card printed out in a certain way, they can't wait to have it here in the States because they'll be like all up in arms about it, and they drop. Like I've never heard on a card game that you can spend $40 for a common card. A common. It's not even rare.
Wait a minute.
A common card.
Ain't right.
And once you know, you need 4 copies of that common card.
$40 on a common card. That's like today?
Today, right now. There's a card because the deck that I chose to play on One Piece, it's considered red, purple, Luffy. So the way how it usually plays One Piece, you select a color based on your leader. If your leader is all red, then you can only play red cards for whatever. If it's purple, you can only play purple. If the leader has more than 2 colors or 3, then you can play any of those and you just mix and match to see which combos are good. The way I play is red, purple, Luffy. And everybody tells me, it's like, oh, if you're playing a purple deck, you need this card. This card is great. And I can't deny it. It's a great card. But $40 for a common card, and you need to have 4 copies of that?
That's crazy, dude. Isn't purple that super expensive card? It's like a white Luffy, the alternate art.
Oh yeah. So here's the thing. I actually have the white Luffy. It's considered Gear 5, but I didn't drop racks. I spent $20 for the card because I need it for my deck. But apparently, so I'm pretty sure in Pokemon's the same thing. Yu-Gi-Oh's the same thing. Pokemon, let's say every bots, you're looking for like the highest rarity card. Like there's like the one card that you can only get it on every case. And if you got it on your bots, they like, oh my God, you just make your money's worth. Like, I don't know what's the highest rarity for you in Pokemon.
In Pokemon, it's like, usually it depends, but usually those special illustration rares, like the alternate form.
Like you can only
SIRs.
Like it's hard to find, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Like you had to buy boxes in order for you to get it, right?
Like you buy it, yeah. I mean, chances unless you buy it single, yeah.
And Yu-Gi-Oh, we consider that Starlight rare or quarter centuries. You only get 5 different monsters that has like Starlight rarity, and you run the risk of having 1 or 2 per case, and per case is 12 boxes, you know? And those Starlight rarities, depending on how good or bad the card is, it can go from between $100 to $500, $600, or $700. That one card alone. So imagine that you buy a case. A case for Yu-Gi-Oh is like $700. You buy a case and you pull 1 or 2. You basically make your money back.
When you say a case, do you mean a booster box or an actual case?
Actual case. A case that
comes with multiple boxes, right?
Multiple boxes. So one case brings 12 boxes.
Gotcha. That's right. You said that. Okay.
Yeah. So we got those rarities. In One Piece, they have what they call manga art or manga rarity, however they want to name it. And it's basically the card, but the background of it, it's all like manga illustrated. So like how it looks in the manga. So they printed it out, which is that's like the manga rarity, which is funny because like you can have that same manga card, you can have it for $20, like I did. Like
but how? I've seen that go for thousands though.
No, but the thing is like it's gonna be an alternate art. So that what they do is like to make it more like oh my God, expensive or more like it's that you're gonna get the same card that you have that with the same stats and everything, but let's make it even better. Instead of just like making it like very shiny or whatnot, no, let's give it an alternative artwork that you can only get on this box or this set. And
it's rare. And
it's like super like short printed. Like you only get 1 or 2. Like maybe you're never gonna get one on a case. That's how rare it is. And that's the card that's worth $3,000, a $3,000 card. And
that's what I've seen.
And the other day I heard that there's this one Luffy card that's like manga art and whatnot, and it's like super rare and you can't get anywhere else. I heard that it went up to 10 G's.
Wow.
Hold up.
10 G's for a fucking card. And somebody dropped 10 G's not too long ago on the card shop just to get that card.
Bruh. I read the collector's item for them.
Bro.
That's wild.
You know what is drop 10 G's for a shiny little card?
Cardboard, man.
Like I get you're dropping 10 G's.
Was it graded? It was graded, I assume, right?
No, he just pulled it out of the booster pack.
Wait, how did he pay 10? He paid 10 G's for a booster?
He paid 10 G's to get cases.
Oh, wow. Holy shit.
And
that's a lot of bulk.
That's a lot of bulk. And he pulled out the manga card. Like he pulled out like 1 or 2 cards of the manga. And they're like that ridiculously valued.
But he still didn't make his money back, I assume.
I don't know, but I think
unless
he did
sell everything.
But you know what it is to drop 10 G's like that just to get that? I was like, I barely can drop $50. How the fuck are you gonna drop 10 G's like that? What kind of job you have? I want to work there.
Emotional damage.
Interesting. He can buy the card straight out. He just didn't want to buy it, I guess.
No, because I feel like you get your money's back when you pull it out straightly from the booster. And obviously on top of selling the other rarity cards that everybody's
sell everything.
Yeah. So that's like a couple hundreds that you're gonna be capitalizing, you know? I don't know.
It's work though. And that's time.
Yeah, it has. But damn. But 10
is a lot.
But you see how ridiculously expensive it is? Like that's your literally premium to play. How are you gonna
It's hot right now. It's hot right now. There's no way around it. So it's gonna be expensive.
for a while until it dies out.
It was exactly, that's the thing. If you're buying this to have fun, to play, to collect, more power to you. But realize that it's really, really hot right now, so it's going to be very expensive. You have to hope that it's going to get more expensive if you're treating this like an investment.
Exactly. I'm treating this as I'm having some fun. I didn't spend racks like people have. I only spent highest I spent is probably like 100, and I got a good solid deck that I can play and have fun, and it's competitive, and everybody tells me it's a great deck, and I'm just like playing and having that's always my cap. Like I'll never spend more than $100 on a certain deck. And like if I have to invest, I'm pretty sure I'll invest on it, but knowing that I'm gonna get a profit later on. Not gonna invest on certain cards just to play it, and then like I'm done and just put it in. Like you can't
buy high and sell low. That doesn't work.
Yeah, no.
Don't do my mistake.
No, don't do our mistake. Yeah.
Emotional damage.
But yeah, dude, like One Piece is right now very crazy right now. And like even the starter decks, some of the starter decks, you had to drop $30 for a starter deck. Normally a starter deck costs you like $10, and you need free copies of a starter deck. So you'll be spending $30 for free copies. So that way you can actually play semi-competitively, at least in the local scene. But now in One Piece, one starter deck is $30 alone. That's crazy. And you need more than one starter deck so you can play copies of it, so you can actually play competitively. So this is like crazy expensive just for that alone.
Yeah, it's a hot market. And that's really interesting. Like I know I'm watching Pokemon and even a little bit of Magic. Like you see things are cooling down. Things are cooling down for sure. So I wonder how much longer One Piece can keep this up.
And I
think people see Magic and Pokemon and even Lorcana. I mentioned like the prices are going down. So all the people that are treating that as an investment or money maker, they're like, let me get out of this and go to One Piece. That's only going to drive the price even higher.
Yeah, I think so. And a lot, I'm telling you, there's a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh players are switching to One Piece right now because it's fun. And the money's there, and it's the hottest thing. And it's like you're not, and like the same people that used to play Yu-Gi-Oh, and like I don't see them that often. Now I see them more playing in the One Piece area. I'm like, damn, just like that, bro. Just like that.
It's crazy cardboard hobby, man.
Yeah, it's not for everybody. It's not. I'll tell you that right now. It's not for everybody. You definitely need to have a good strategy mindset, and you need to know, like you said, if you're doing this
you need discipline and self-control.
Yeah, discipline. If you're doing this to play fun, have fun with it. Do the spend, because then you don't care like how much you spend because you're only doing it for fun. But if you're doing this for investment stuff, like just be warned.
Be very, very careful. This is not financial advice.
No, this is not a financial advice. This is more of a experience from two guys who's been into TCG or are into TCG and know the ins and outs and all the mistakes that we've made. It's hard to recover from that. Very hard to recover from that. Yeah, and I keep telling this to everybody, like, yo, wait until a reprint set comes out and drops the value of every card that you guys are currently holding. Wait.
See, when things are hot, like One Piece, reprints are gonna happen.
Exactly, because the company wants more and more people to invest on it, to play about it. They want more people to buy it.
Yeah.
Like you
see, but when things are cold, like where Pokemon I think is heading within the next year or two, that's when reprints stop. Because they don't want to keep reprinting and saturating the market, and then less and less stores buy it. This is my reading of things and seeing other people talking about it. I'm not an expert here at all, but that's just my gauge of it.
But that and you know what's funny? That's exactly what's wrong with Konami and Yu-Gi-Oh right now. They don't give you those cooling periods for a year. Like no, a cooling period for Yu-Gi-Oh, I've seen it from 3 to 6 months at best. At best, that's a cooling period.
Where what, they don't print anything?
No, they do print. They still, and like every month, there's always gonna be a new product. It's just that the products that they print is like, did we really ask for this? Like you could have.
Oh, so something not popular.
Yeah, like they could have stretched these products later on. We didn't ask for this, and based on the current format that you're heading into, some of these cards is like, like, do we really need them, man? And right now, I'm in that period. right now I'm in that cooling period that started like back in November, December. Now I'm in that cooling period right now because there's a new bots that's happening next week. Nobody cares about that bots because there's nothing that you can pick up that you can utilize to play competitively. So nobody gives a shit about this bots. There's probably a few cards that I like that I will spend like $1 or two. Not gonna spend nothing because there's nothing. But they have this one card that right now it's the highest selling card. Like it's $130 card on pre-sale right now, and it's like if you look at it at the grand scheme of things and look at it on a competitor's perspective, this card is worthless. Like this card is not worth what it should be. And that's what happens on every set, that there's nothing really good. They'll give like whichever card that's closest to be the good card, they'll give it the highest rarity, and that's the one that everyone wants to jump. And from there, they'll reprint a card that used to be $100. They'll reprint it so people can buy it. But that's their selling point. It's like there's always going to be a card that's like always $100-something that you need it competitively. Nobody can afford it unless you really want to drop the money. So what they do is they reprint that one card into one of these shitty ass bot sets. So that way forces people to buy the set, buy the bots itself so they can get that. But you lose money. Like you're literally losing money when you buy the bots or the set. Like you're better off buying the singles when it's all cooled down. And the next core set and this is a thing that Konami is making a mistake. It's getting saturated. The whole Yu-Gi-Oh card game is saturated. Like every month there's a new product. There's always something new. It doesn't even give us time to breathe and embrace the product itself. Like the next core set that's happening, it's happening in February, the first week of February, which is like crazy because like, wait, you're releasing this reprint set or new bot set or side set, and then all of a sudden you're releasing 2 weeks later a core set. Like, don't you want to give like...
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, and they're doing that. And every month is going to be a new product, new reprint product, or new structure deck product, new disc product. It's like, bro, like give some briefing. You're not letting people enjoy the card itself or enjoying the game itself. And this new core set, again, there's nothing in there that everybody wants to dive in. Everybody's waiting for the April core set. That's the one that everybody wants to get because that's where they announced like really good cards.
Also, so they already announced cards for April.
Yes.
That people want.
Yes.
And now they got to fight almost nobody wanting January and February cards.
Exactly. It's like if it continues like that, Konami itself will lose more and more money because not only that, like more vendors are gonna be like, "Yo, we don't want to sell more of your products."
Yeah, they just won't buy it. Yeah,
they're not gonna buy it, and they say like, "Well, if you want to be the official Konami store for tournaments and regionals, and if you want, you get the cards you want, you have to sell these products, and we are forcing you to give you this amount of cases." And vendors get mad at that because like. It's not like they say like, yo, I only want 5 cases. I don't want more than that. And Konami forces them to purchase 10 cases to sell.
Yeah. I've seen distributors do stuff like that.
Yeah. And you see all the vendors getting mad at them. It's like, bro, like, what am I going to do? This is a lost profit for all vendors because they're not going to sell and nobody's going to give a shit. When it's a hot core set that everybody knows they want, like for like April, like everybody wants to have that core set. Obviously, vendors gonna like, yo, give me 20 cases, give me 30 cases, Konami.
I think distributors would do that. Oh, you want this nice core set in April? Well, then you got to buy a whole bunch of these that came out in February too.
And that's exactly what I was gonna get into. That's exactly what the distributors of these companies do. It's like they
definitely do that.
You want 30 cases, you want your 50 cases. Well, we're gonna give you 30 cases of this set, and you have no other choice but to sell it.
Yeah, you gotta buy some of the crappy stuff in order to get the good stuff too.
Exactly. And then that's where vendors lose profits, lose money at it because they didn't want this much because they know it's not gonna sell, but they force it down their throats. So what most of the time they do is that, hey, buy this bots and you get this second one for half off. Or hey, this bots right now, limited time right now. Usually a box is like $100, 90, 80, 70 bucks. If you buy it right now for 40, we'll give you another one for free. And you see everybody jumping the guns. It's like, okay, sure, let me get this box. Because it's the only way for them to break even at best for these vendors. And I hear these stories for these vendors like the last month, November and December was the worst month for them on selling Yu-Gi-Oh products, and they hated it. They're complaining about it. Obviously, they'd be like bragging about
That
how
sucks. It's the holiday season too. So
yeah, and you would think it's like, oh, it's holiday season. Parents are gonna buy cards for the children and whatnot, or people are gonna buy that. No, they hated it because of how the shitty cards that they asked for, and they have to sell this amount, and they have no other choice but to sell it. Like, bro, it got to the point that I was trying to help them out because they were so pissed. It's like, hey, I'll buy free boxes to help you guys out. I'll buy you free boxes. And they're like, how much is this? It's like, there's $70, man. It's like, can you do it for 60 free each? I'll buy all three of them. Tell you what, I'll do it for 60 each. If you buy all three of them. It's like, because
they want to move it.
They want to move it. They want to get rid of it. They're just like done with it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
That's how bad the TCG on Konami is right now. And I don't know. They're gonna continue printing more stuff. People are still gonna buy more cards. But if things head out at this way, this is exactly how and why people will start to move out of playing Yu-Gi-Oh! They'll start playing card games like One Piece, Pokemon, and Lorcana, and Dragon Ball, and what other card game there's out there. Magic, I guess, because if they do stuff like that, and then you keep printing cards, expensive cards, and you're still dropping like hundreds of dollars of it, and it's like probably
every month is tough. I know Pokemon does like every other month, but every month is hard because if you were to do Pokemon Japanese and English, you would be doing every month, because like Japanese drops in 1 month and then English drops the next, and Japanese and English, Japanese and English. I'm not sure how that was planned, but it's the pattern right now.
Really?
Maybe it's a coincidence. Yeah, because Japanese they do quicker releases of smaller sets, but the English cards, like, they will bundle a few sets together to make an English set, if that makes sense.
Ah, got you.
So it comes out differently.
Well, in Yu-Gi-Oh is basically like that in a sense, but there's like a time frame. So in Yu-Gi-Oh is whatever gets released on Japan, we have to wait like 3 to 4 months later.
Oh wow, that long?
Yeah, to get into the English. And the crazy part, how they do it right like that, this is the crazy part, is that, remember what I told you, that they announced the new cards that's going to release on April, and April is going to be like a great set. It's going to be a great set that everybody wants to have it, right? So they say they announced new archetypes, new style of monsters, so you can play, so people can buy them and play them, right? The cheeky part about this is that by the time you get near the new core set of you buying it, Konami's already announcing the new sets in Japan for the next core set. That's gonna happen for us later down the year. And you know what happens? What happens is that when we're getting these products right now, they're announcing the new products on the next core set that has support from the cards that you're currently buying. So what happens is that it drives the prices sky high for the current ones that you're purchasing. So
because you know what's coming out later.
Because you already know what's coming out later. And because you already know what's coming out later, you already know it's going to be a meta. It's going to be a meta deck. It's going to be a very competitive deck. It's going to be a tier 1, tier 0 deck that everybody wants to get it. It's crazy how they manipulate the market like that. It's just like, hey, here you go. Here's the new card. Oh, sweet. I'm going to get this for less. No, you're not. We just announced new support for this. Oh, shit.
And that's hoping it's good support, right?
And that's hoping if they get good support. That's hoping that you get good support. If you purchase the core set and this new archetype of monsters, and they announce the new set and they don't have any support cards, then the prices will cool down.
Decrease.
Decrease. It won't be crazy expensive.
Interesting.
So
Yeah, that's
yeah,
the market, man. Then they're messing with it,
yeah, like a bunch of fuckers that they are.
and we keep giving them our money.
Yeah, we're two suckers about it. We're already too in deep of it. So
In too deep, yeah.
yeah. The next new course that you said that's raised on Pokemon. Like what is it that you're expecting
Oh,
from it?
yep. See, that's Paldean Fates. It comes
Paldean
out
Fates.
Paldean Fates. It comes out end of January, around there.
Mhm.
So that's basically last month. The Japanese set Shiny Treasures was
Right.
released, which was really popular. A lot of cool shiny cards. Now Paldean Fates is the English equivalent of that. So more of the same, just different language now.
Is there like
But
no? I was gonna say like, is there like a chase card, like a card that you like? Oh
yeah, there's some. Yeah, you know what set this is? You're gonna get ready for this.
oh
It's that Charizard and that Mew that we've been talking about.
no!
It's those two. So that came out last month in Japan, and now this one is the English version.
No.
Yeah, I'm excited for those two. Those two are my big ones. I want to
Let,
get them in English.
let me know when it comes out so I can buy some of those with you because
Geektanium.com for sure.
geektanium.com.
Hey yo,
Are you gonna sell them on your website?
yeah, for sure. I like them. They're cool. I bought some in Japanese. I only found the Mew in Japanese. I couldn't find the Charizard in Japanese, so I'll probably wait a little bit. Hopefully, the prices stabilize a bit when English comes out,
Yo, hopefully.
because I want the English and the Japanese of those two cards.
Yeah, I want the English version of those cards. So whenever you get a copy of it, you're gonna sell it. It's like, yo, let me know. But give me
For sure.
give me the friends and family discount. Don't give me the
Absolutely not. No, I'm just kidding. For sure.
God damn.
Of course.
Damn.
Of course.
That's messed
Of
up.
course.
You know what? That's messed up.
Of course. I'll make a promo so anybody watching can use it.
There you go. youtube.com/geektanium. Use Geektanium for a promo code, guys.
Yeah, I'm gonna make one exclusive for the Wolfson podcast. Wolf and Geek Clothing.
There you go, guys. You already know. Go check out the geektanium.com if you guys want to purchase a lot of the Pokemon cards. You know my cousin. He is the TCG freak for Pokemon, guys. He always gives them at a fair, good price compared to other vendors and other sellers. So,
I like to
guys,
think so. So hopefully.
I always know that you're very fair with your stuff. So, guys, go check it out at geektanium.com, guys. So, yeah, and talking about
those two cards are gonna be amazing. I'm telling you. I like them a lot.
I as soon as I saw them, like I had to DM you about it. It's like, yo, like, is this real? Like, or is this fake? Or like, are we gonna get this? Because we are, then yeah, I want this.
Because they're so freaking cool. A lot of people thought they were fake. And then when it got more and more real, it's like, hell yeah.
Oh yeah. No, it's good. Well, I can't wait, bro. I'm definitely gonna hit you up. Please hit me up when it does come out,
For sure.
Yeah, guys, like go check on geektanium.com for you guys to purchase your boxes and single cards. You sell both, right? Boxes and single cards?
Yeah. For
both Japanese and English?
Yeah, whatever I got available.
Yeah, absolutely.
For
So go ahead and check that out, guys. Moving on to a few topics before we wrap this up. Wondering, you said you didn't play the Pokemon DLC game yet, right?
Not yet. I was waiting for both of them to come out. They both came out in December, right? Or at least the second one came out in December. Already, so I gotta pick it up.
All right. So just remember that when you purchase it, I've already mentioned this and mentioned my rants on the previous episodes. Thank God you haven't watched it, because otherwise it was gonna be spoiler for you. And I know you hate spoilers.
Absolutely.
I'm not gonna spoil you much about it. Just you're doing the right thing. Playing both part 1 and 2, and I guess the epilogue part 3, all at once. Don't do it like I did. That I played part 1 in September and then I had to wait until December to play part 2. It's gonna be short. So don't get.
Is timing wise? Is that why? Like it's the same content, even though you play it months apart. Is it just better to play it all together?
Better all play together, because that way you'll feel you get your money's worth out of it. Because good thing I have 2 versions, like Scarlet and Violet. So I play first on Scarlet, and I said like, all right, when the whole DLC is out, I'll play it all in Violet, all together. Because when I play it in Scarlet, the storyline itself is just like you'll be done in less than an hour or so. So if it wasn't that they told me, oh, if you want to catch this certain Pokemon, or you want to do this certain other activity, or get this certain terror raid or whatnot, you have to grind. So that's what I did. I grinded like for hours. I spent like 5-6 hours grinding that game so I can catch certain Pokemon. So that way I can actually like enjoy the story mode and whatnot, or enjoy myself. That was the only way for me to enjoy myself playing it. That was the only justification that I had to grind for it, man. Otherwise, like,
hopefully I don't have to grind.
I mean, only if you want to catch certain Pokemon. If you don't want to catch certain Pokemon, keep going.
That's fine.
Keep going. That's fine. It's not gonna hinder you or stop you from playing the main game. Just be warned that when you do play the main game, don't expect that it's gonna be like 5-6 hour gameplay. Like, no, it's gonna be like an hour each or so.
Gotcha. Okay. That's timing wise, I think that's fine if the money's right.
Yeah. But the reason why I say that is because like in some of these games, I want to play with certain type of Pokemon and I want to have it on my party.
Yes,
and I want to level them. So like for example, in the part 2, this is well known. This is not spoiler for you. This is well known. You can get all the starter Pokemons. Whichever starter Pokemon that you want, you can get it all in the DLC. Problem is you have to grind to get them. And once you grind, then you can like it will give you the option to like, oh, now they're gonna spawn Charmanders or Squirtles or Turtwigs or Torchics and Tricos, and
so all those they spawn.
They spawn, but before they spawn, you have to grind a little bit in the game so they can give you the option to spawn then in those areas.
I gotta look into that then.
Yeah, you're gonna see it when you look at some of these YouTube videos and say, how do I get Charmander? They're gonna tell you, oh, you need to do this, and that's a grind alone. Yeah,
I was worried about that.
No, and I was pissed off. I was pissed off because obviously they say, yeah, but you can do this in 30 minutes if you go online and have other people with the game, and then they can do this and you do this and that, and then bam, you got it. But if you don't have people online or Discord to play with you, then you have to do it all solo. Then yeah, it's a grind.
Right.
So like that's the only thing I'm gonna tell you, man. You're gonna see what everything else. You're gonna enjoy it. It's okay. It's mid as best. It's like you're not losing sleep if you skip this DLC. You're not losing. You're just gonna be probably losing like capturing the legendary Pokemons or whatever legendary mythical Pokemons that it's gonna get seen or released on this DLC. It's the only thing that you're gonna be missing out. Otherwise, story's like, well, okay, whatever.
That'd be interesting. Yeah, hopefully those starters are worth it.
Well, for sure. Like I wanted my Charmander, and I wanted my Trico, and I wanted my Oshawott, but I wanted my Oshawott to be his Hisuian version. So I had to grind Legends Arceus so I can get a Hisuian Samurott, so that way I can transfer it to Scarlet and Violet.
Transfer it over. Yeah. Eesh.
Yeah. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the Pokemon front. Next topic will be the PlayStation game trailers. I don't know if you saw the trailer or not. Like,
I saw clips of it. Yeah.
Like, did you saw like any game in particular that you were like, ooh, I can't wait, or you're like,
At the moment, I didn't. I can't even remember some of the games, so I'm gonna say no. Nothing stood out to me too crazy.
All right. So the only games that did stood out for me is like it's free that I say that I'm gonna get them. It's Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, so a continuation of the.
Yeah, that was known. Like we knew about that already. Like that was a given.
I didn't know it. It was releasing this year, and it was gonna release early this year. Yeah. I didn't know that part, but it's a good thing that it is.
Yes, for sure.
Silent Hill 2 remake. I don't know if you're that into horror games or whatnot.
Not really. I played that one back in the day, and it was awesome.
Yeah,
but I have no urge to go back to it.
Right.
We'll see what happens.
Right. So that I'm gonna say I'm pre-ordering that game because like I've never played. I think I played like 1 or 2 Silent Hill games. I never played this one. This one they said like, oh, this is like the best Silent Hill.
Silent Hill 2 is some of the best of the best.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna play it. And the other one is obviously Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater.
I've played this game so many times.
We played it so many times, and we're gonna play them again so many times. It's the circle of life, man.
This is part of the job of playing games.
Seriously, but I guess like I don't care much about the game itself. I know I'm gonna get it. I don't care much about the game because I know the whole story, and I just want to see them graphically, see what changes they make on Konami. I just want to know who's voice acting because I don't think it's gonna be the same David Hayter.
Don't they use the same files, the same voice? They don't have to like redo the voice, right? They use the same files. I don't know what kind of contract or royalties that might involve, but yeah, it's possible.
Possible. I think like I guess like my mindset what I was going for is like how they did with Resident Evil 2 and 3 and 4, the remakes. Those are different voice actors. They're not the same voice actors that they played originally.
I get that's yes, for sure. Now that's because Capcom cares and they put a lot of effort into their stuff. I don't know how much effort Konami's putting into these remakes or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. And knowing Konami's track record, it's not just in Yu-Gi-Oh, but in video games as well. Like, and we'll see. We'll actually see how it goes. Any other games I saw, it was just like, okay. This is the other game that's called Stellar Blade. Like, it piqued my interest last 2 years ago, but now I'm like,
oh, 2 years ago. That's pretty old. It's been in development for a while then, right?
Because it was originally called Project Eve. That was the game title.
That sounds familiar.
Yeah, it was on one of those PlayStation game trailers. And then it wasn't at the State of Play. And then just recently they released it and they changed the name into Stellar Blade. So I was like, oh, okay, sure. I don't know.
That's what happens when you make a project title popular.
Exactly.
You lose track of it.
Exactly. Anything
Stellar Blade.
Stellar Blade. It looks pretty cool. I guess like you can see it as like a Metal Gear Rising, but with more stuff to it. Like it's like, all right.
I was gonna say it's like what's it called? Bayonetta type of thing, maybe?
Yeah, it's definitely a hack and slash game for sure.
Gotcha.
But it's like I'll probably like get it, sure, eventually when it's like that $30 range, probably I'll get it, when it's less popular, not the $70 range, but we'll see. So the last things I guess I want to talk to you, What If? You managed to see What If and Loki, right?
Yes. My gosh, Loki. Masterpiece. So
Bro,
awesome.
I love how they ended Loki, man.
So good.
That season 2 was actually phenomenal. I don't care what everybody's saying about it. Like I feel like
I feel like everybody loves it. That's the thing. Everybody's loving season 2, from what I've seen.
I feel like I've heard a few people hating the show because they just want to hate. They just want to hate.
Yeah, I mean, you're not gonna please everybody.
Yeah, exactly. And I guess it's because they say like, oh, there's not that many like action scenes like it was in the first season. And I'm like, what are you smoking, bro? Like it's not
and
just
fair, I went into season 1 like super hyped, and when I watched it, it felt mediocre for me.
Mm-hmm.
So my expectations for season 2 were not high, and then when I watched it, my God, it's just so good,
gorgeous, and I love the story and the character development that had on everybody. I don't think they nearly succeeded on a good Marvel show or a good Marvel movie as much as they did with Loki, where they literally make a good character development on everybody, even on the antagonists, the villains, and everything. Like they did such a great show, and then the way they ended it to make sure everything is like all hooked up and connected is like, oh, now it makes sense. Now we know why we're into this predicament.
And I like the connection to What If. I don't know spoilers or not, but yeah, it was so good.
That blew my mind at the end. I was like, no way. It's like, what if canon? So cool. It's canon.
Yeah, it definitely is. It's been canon. It's like those alternate universes that are going on. But
now we know it's like, oh, it's the real multiverse is there. It's there. It's all canon. Like we're all connected in some way or shape or form. Like there is a universe like this and whatnot. Like it's ridiculous. I was blown away I did not expect that, honestly. And What If met its expectations? To me, it did. I don't know.
Yeah, I loved it. Super. It's just as good as season 1. Super, super good.
So I'm looking forward to season 3 and see how it continued to go on. Like,
did you see that teaser for season 3 already?
Yeah, Red Guardian with Bucky.
Yeah. Yep. I'm surprised they even have stuff like that already. Hopefully released soon.
Hopefully soon. Maybe it's because they know how widely successful it was season 1 that they say like, all right, let's greenlight season 3.
That too, for sure. That too. And then I think that Bucky Red Guardian episode was supposed to be for season 2, but they kicked it out to season 3.
Oh, I didn't know that. Really?
Yeah. Oh, just like the Iron Man episode in What If.
Which one?
The Iron Man when he's in Sakaar.
Oh,
that was supposed to be season 1, and they kicked it to season 2.
So that way so that would make sense about that when the Watchers are collecting Gamora and the armor and whatnot.
Yes, exactly. Yes, exactly that.
Now
From
it
season
makes
one.
sense. Yeah. Oh, so they probably had like other episodes that we're not knowing. They just like, no. Let's just give this much, save the rest for later.
Or later, or who knows what they scrapped.
Hey, they can whatever they scrap, they'll probably like redo it and let's finish it up and whatnot.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have my trust with those episodes. It's really, really fun.
Yeah, at least they're doing it the right way. And the way they're doing it is like, I love it, you know?
I love the art, the characters, the story, and I love the ridiculousness of just like who cares about rules? Who cares about
Yeah. It's actually pretty good.
They follow canon, but they're not limited by canon. They're like, I don't care. Just have fun.
Just have fun, yeah. And I like how every episode's by a different director. So they know it's like, let's just have fun, you know, let's just have fun. The same way how the Star Wars did with Visions. It's like it's a different studio, every director, and Visions is gorgeous, like just everything.
Phenomenal.
And I wish that they could follow up certain stories from the Vision series. It's like, I want to hear more about this. I want to hear another continuation of this.
Yeah, absolutely. Those are so good.
Yeah. So what did you think about like the whole news that Star Wars, Disney, at least Disney, announced about they're doing a What If series on Star Wars?
Well, I don't know if they announced it. I think it's still speculation.
Oh.
But if they do that, oh my gosh, that would be phenomenal. I hope they do that.
But I thought that their version of What If would have been Visions itself.
Oh no, because Visions is that universe, is the Star Wars universe. It's just different stories within Star Wars universe. If that makes sense. So it's still the same galaxy that Luke lives, that Obi-Wan, and it's that universe. It's all in one universe. So What If technically will be a multiverse in Star Wars that takes place, or something like that.
This entire time I thought it's just different storylines or different from different universe.
It's all in the same universe.
So What If opens multiverse?
Yeah,
that opens up a whole new set of canon.
Yeah. Now let's see how they take the What If. Now, could it be just throwaway episodes that don't really connect to Star Wars in any way? Maybe, because maybe they don't want to introduce the concept of a multiverse. But technically, it would be like different storylines that are unconnected. But you're right; it can open up a big can of worms,
bro. I mean, imagine like they kind of did it on the video game Star Wars Unleashed. You remember Starkiller?
Yeah, exactly.
Like imagine like that's like a What If episode. You have Starkiller in one universe, and in one universe he kills Darth Vader. He becomes the new Darth Vader, and then he makes Luke as his apprentice.
Yeah, see, that'd be incredible. Now I can see them doing that. I can see a Star Wars What If with content like that that are just throwaway stories that are not connected in any form. They're just like for fun.
Yeah, for fun.
But they're not part of like Star Wars canon, or they're not part of the universe or anything like that.
It's just
Visions is part of the.
See, I didn't know that. I thought it was the other way around. I thought Visions is like different universe from different stories of like how a timeline of Jedis and Siths are like this and whatnot, and you got all this weird shit power. I thought it was like that.
Yeah, it's across different time periods, but it is that universe.
Interesting. So technically Vision canon?
As far as I know, yeah. From what I've seen, it's canon.
Interesting. I didn't know that. I thought the other way around. That's crazy.
Please, somebody correct me down below. But yeah, that's
what please correct us down below. We're probably two knuckleheads talking shit, but you know, let us know in the comments down below what you guys think about that. But I do feel like maybe that's maybe I'm just grasping the straws at this point. But I feel like this is exactly the revamp that Star Wars needs for its image. Like, we don't want to continue hearing more of the Skywalker story. We want to hear other stories. We want to hear outside of this Star Wars universe. Like
outside of Skywalker universe, for sure. I think so, at least. I think that Visions was successful. I think that's why Mandalorian was so successful.
And Ahsoka, too.
Ahsoka. Even Ahsoka's connected to Skywalker in a form, but still, it's a different character.
And they announced
But,
season 2
yeah.
for it. They say that
Yeah,
they
yeah.
greenlit it. So I'm excited.
Yeah.
And I also
And you
like
see,
what?
go ahead.
No,
I was going to say they announced the Star Wars movie, right? And then the Mandalorian movie and
Yeah.
the Star Wars. I mean, Mandalorian season 4.
yeah, that part I didn't understand. Like, wait, so it's we're having a Mandalorian movie, but we're also having a season 4. So are you saying that
Yeah.
the Mandalorian's gonna end on the movie, or is this just continuation?
That's how I'm interpreting it. They've said it's going to be a quick series. It's not going to be much longer. And my understanding is that season 4 would lead to the movie, and that will be the end.
You know what? If
And it's a
they-
real theatrical movie directed by Jon Favreau. And
yeah,
everything.
that I saw that Jon Favreau is part of it, and I'm glad. I want him
Yeah.
to be as much involved to the series as much as he can. Because season 3, it shows like he wasn't that much involved, and that's why season 3 kinda was mediocre at his best. Some say that it was the worst. It's a flop. Our cousin Chris will say otherwise. He'd say it's gonna be. It was the shittiest season ever. If he's listening to us, I know he is. But I thought it was good, average at
I liked it.
best.
I enjoyed it.
I like that they didn't center all around Din Djarin as like the main guy of the whole. Like that's the whole feel. Like they center around the whole Mandalorian lore and the whole creed
Right.
itself, so that way it flesh out some characters and give them more development towards it. You know.
Yep. Agreed. I liked it overall.
Yeah.
Obviously, I think I like the other ones more, but
100%. First and second season for me, they were the best. Those are great seasons, you know.
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
I hope that season 4 ends with a banger, and then the movie just like breaks box office level.
yeah, that was really cool.
I mean,
If it does good.
with John Favre, I mean, he did the Iron Man movies, right? Didn't he?
He created he did a lot of movies. He created Mandalorian.
Yeah.
sure.
So for him to do the season 4 and finish it off with the movie, I hope I hope the studio sets give him as much liberty as possible. Because we all know how studio sets wanted to get a lot of interference, and that's how we get shitty ass movies. But I hope they give him the liberty to get more involved so he can finish the product perfectly. And we don't need 8 seasons of The Mandalorian. I'm okay with the 4 and the movie, and that's it.
Yep.
Just
Agreed.
because I'd rather like finish it short than
Yes.
continue and drag on for season 8 and 9, and I'm watching it and it's just like like it lost its thing. Like it happened to me with Flash.
Yeah, a lot of CW shows did that, unfortunately.
Yeah, and
And then
Arrow.
you end up with like Walking Dead or Game of Thrones, where it just it doesn't end nicely.
Doesn't end nicely. It feels like a drag. It feels like you're forced to watch these. There, you got that one episode that's amazing that everybody's talking about it, and then the rest of it is just like blah.
Yeah, exactly. I'll be happy with 1 or 2 season shows. I think that's a sweet spot. It's
Like-
focused.
Like they did it with Loki. They just 1 or 2, and
Or
that's
even like
it.
WandaVision. That's probably my favorite. What if until season 2 of Loki, because it's so focused and direct, and it's just one shot and
Mhm.
nice.
I still don't understand how many people really did not like WandaVision. I thought it was great.
Oh yeah, I thought it was great. I didn't see many people hating on it though. It was the first one, so it was like popular at the time.
Mhm.
I don't know how much it's aged, but I really, really liked it. I loved it.
No, it was definitely phenomenal show. Yeah. That speaking of the last show that I want to talk about before we wrap this out, Echo got released.
Echo, that's right.
That's
5 episodes all at once, right?
binge watch. You can binge watch all 5 of them right away.
Awesome. I gotta check it out for sure.
I'm not gonna spoil you much about it. This is gonna be a spoiler-free topic. All I can say is that it's definitely at that level of the Netflix Marvel shows. Like there's like action scenes, there's blood, there's killings. Like you see them. That they really went like rated R for this show. And let me tell you, to me, I was expecting very low. I wasn't expecting much. It met expectations.
Really?
It was
Okay.
great. Great storyline. Great character development. How they flesh out all characters, both antagonists and protagonists. And it's more to the universe. I like how people were saying that Kingpin is like the Thanos level villain, but on the streets.
In the street, right?
Yeah, that's what
I saw
Kingpin is. Yeah. I thought it was great, you know. Like I thought that the storyline itself and the actress that she was actually deaf and she was signing the whole time. I was like, holy shit, this is
Yeah, that's
amazing.
very- yeah.
No, she did a fantastic
Echo.
job. Echo, man. That's a cool thing that they're gonna flesh out a lot more of the story as to why she's like that, you know? Like why is Echo like that? And they did a phenomenal job. I'm not gonna say
That's
much.
good. That's good to hear.
So
How long are the episodes?
it depends. It could be 30, it could be 40, it could be 50.
Oh, okay. So it changes.
It
Okay, that's
changes
fine.
depending on the story and depending how it goes. I do want to say like not one episode did it felt like it was a drag. There wasn't an episode that I feel like I want to skip or fast forward. All episodes went fluently how it's supposed to be, you know? Like you'll get your high action scenes and whatnot from time to time and it cools down and whatnot. But every episode, it makes you feel what the fuck is going on and what is going to happen. What is going to happen? What is going on? That's how I felt.
That's awesome to hear because that's where like speaking to the other ones, how when you do like short shows, like 1 or 2 seasons, like 10 episodes or less, straight into the point. That's why I love this Echo miniseries essentially, right? 5 episodes.
Yeah.
That's great. They stay focused.
Yeah, they stay focused on it and it was perfect, just the way how it's supposed to be, you know? So it's like quick, short, straight to the point, you know? And, you know, we'll see how it goes. We'll see. I'm not going to spoil it to you much. All I'm going to say is you're going to enjoy it. Knowing you, I know you're going to enjoy it. A lot of people are saying like, it's mid, it's mediocre, but I'm hearing it as of like, it's like the minority people. And I guess most of them, it's just the people that just want to hate Marvel because of it. But I feel like I felt it was fantastic. And it's something different. It was definitely something different than your typical superhero talk, you know, superhero story.
That's
and
good.
whatnot.
That's very good. That's very, very good to hear. And from what I've seen, people say it's either, okay or really good. So I haven't been hearing negatives about it. So I think that's a win.
Yeah, I think that's a win as well. And you're right. I haven't seen anybody saying that this is like the worst series ever. Like no, it's always somebody saying it's mid at best. It's okay. I don't know why they're like putting this as a high pedestal. I put it as a high pedestal for the fact that we've been having a lot of superhero fatigue. Be having nothing but a lot of superhero movies and shows, and seeing this on a different character within the Marvel universe, seeing this flesh out, and it's something different. It's a good story overall. I feel like this is great. That's
cool. Yeah,
I couldn't ask for anything better than this. I didn't know what to expect. Honestly, I have no idea what was I expected to.
Yeah, I don't know what to expect. Yeah.
So when I watched it and finished it, I watched it and finished it all in that same day because I was just like, oh my God. Like,
yeah, that's an awesome, easy watch. That's great.
Easy watch. And I wanted to finish it. I did not want to end the day without not finishing. That's how I was hooked. So
nice. That's cool. That's really good.
Yeah, guys. So guys, check out Echo. It's out on Marvel on Disney Plus, you know. Make sure you guys let me know in the comments what are your thoughts about it. Bro, I think we can finish it right here, man. I think we had enough, right?
Awesome. Yeah, I think so. We talked a lot about TCGs, so that took up the time.
I hate the fact that every episode that I talk to somebody, there's always gonna be that huge TCG talk, and I always leave it on the chapters level and the blocks. I said it's like TCG talk, so if you want to skip it, you can skip it. You know, every episode, no matter who I talk to, there's always gonna be an episode where I talk TCG, and we're there for hours and hours. And I say
we can talk hours for that.
And I said myself, let's just do this very quickly, like quick and short. Let's straight to the point. Let's get to it. Nope.
Never happens.
Never does. But let's wrap this up, man. Thank you very much for coming to the show, bro. I really appreciate it, man.
Yeah, for sure. Anytime, man. I'm happy to be here, and thank you for having me.
Absolutely.
It's always fun.
Always, man. Always. And before we wrap it up, like plug yourself out. Let the people know, like geektanium.com. Is there anywhere else they can follow you and DM you for cards and whatnot?
Yeah, geektanium.com is the biggest one. Also on Geektanium, youtube.com/Geektanium and Instagram, Geektanium. So
Geektanium.
Yeah, anywhere.
Perfect, man. So, well, thank you, Miguel, for coming over to the show. We're going to wrap this up, guys. Thank you guys for listening. And remember, Every week is a brand new episode or a brand new topic. So always remember to like and subscribe for your weekly episodes here at youtube.com/at AWGC podcast. That's short for A Wolf in Geeks Clothing. Later on, I'll find out a better acronym than that. But as far as I know, that's the closest I could get because LLC and domains and whatnot taking the ones I really wanted. So
Legal red tape.
So yeah, guys, if you guys want to check the audio versions, go check it out at soundcloud.com/wolves and music, when you can check all my latest episodes. You can also check it on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, right there at the Lone Wolf Podcast, or just search for A Wolf in Geeks Clothing. You're gonna find all the episodes for free, guys. So comment down below. Let me hear your thoughts, share your experiences. And if you guys got a specific topic that you want me or Miguel to talk about, please let us know in the comments down below. We're going to do our best to talk about it on the next episode. So, guys, thank you guys for tuning in. We'll see you guys at the next one, all right? Peace!